exhibit these things. But when you don't have those things embedded in that child from early age, you start struggling with them. You start talking about it, getting worried about those things. And I feel it is necessary we talk about them now. Those that have younger children below 5, and it's important you start talking about it now. And those that have kids that are above 5, it's not too late. We still have to talk about it. So they play a huge role in building a personality of a child. So it is important we do these things early. Start talking about them. There are so many of them, but we're going to look at a few today. And I think when we do these things from now, I'm sure our children will be better for it, okay? Because personally, I grew up in a polygamous home, and I grew up to see my mom really struggle to take care of us. But she never, despite the fact that she was actually doing very well, in the early 70s, she was already traveling abroad, going there to buy things and all of that. But she never, ever let us relax to enjoy hello. She helped us to understand how it is important to work hard, and how important it is for us to appreciate things and people around us. I remember when I was quite young, when she took us abroad, I thought I was going to UK to on and go to parks and all of that. But no, she took me to where she buys things from, to show us how business is done, how she relates with her customers and all of that. And at that time, I was wondering, why was she doing all this? I never knew until I became an adult. And I saw that, those things she taught us, working very hard, helping her when she goes to the market. Sometimes, I remember one particular day, my friend was like, I thought you people just came back from UK and you're already going to the bush market to sell things to your mom. I said, that's my mom for you. She will never allow you relax. She wants to see that you understand how money is made. Why am I saying this? Children need to understand how we struggle as parents. They shouldn't sit back and just see wealth or things and then just ask for it when they want it. And then some of them take advantage of these things and they play with it because they don't know. And I don't blame them sometimes. I feel it's the responsibility of parents to teach their children these values, to teach them how important it is to value things, to respect people, to act in a certain way that is acceptable in the society. So I feel that we should talk about this. It's going to be interactive because I don't want to be talking and not hearing from you. So if you have a question, I think you can either indicate somewhere around the button. I think we have the signs that you can put up so that I can call you to contribute. But before then, I have a couple of things that I put down that I feel we should talk about as parents, what we need to teach our children at an early age. And if your kids are grown, you can still do these things. And I'm sure most of us are doing it, but sometimes parents are tired. They get tired of talking about one particular thing. But if you must raise good kids, you must not be tired of talking. You must not be tired of correcting them. You must do what you have to do all the time. Everywhere you go to, in the car, on the road, in the supermarket, don't be shy to say, okay, when we get home, I don't believe in that. That's the way I raise my boys. You mess up outside, I'm going to trash it out with you outside. So if you don't want mommy to disrespect you outside, do not disrespect mom. You have to remember those things that we talked about privately. So you don't come out publicly and do the other thing, and do something else. So if you do that, I will treat it instantly with you there. And I'm sure you're going to be embarrassed by that. So people felt why is this woman doing this? Doesn't she think that it will affect them emotionally? Come on. I tell people, we live in a society where parents, we get everything for ourselves, for our children, education, health, everything, accommodation. There's nothing the government is doing for us. And we make the mistake of watching children or families abroad and trying to bring that same attitude or whatever they do with their children in those societies into our own setting, which is totally different. We are Africans, and I feel that it is important we treat our children the way God expects us to raise them. Because in the scripture, the Bible says that we should raise a child the way he or she should go. And when he or she is old, it will not never depart from the child. And he said also that foolishness abides in a child, but the rod of correction will drive it away. Why will the parent say, I can't flog my child? You have a child below 5. You don't have a cane at home. Or below 7. Let me put it 7. And you don't have a cane at home to correct that child. And you feel it's just to talk. There's emotional this, emotional that. I respect all that, but I think the word of God is powerful. I rather respect God than what the theories that people are coming up with, talking about the personality of the child. You have to be this. Of course, those things are important. But when a child is getting out of line, you have to bring the child. It's your sole responsibility to do that. You have to bring that child back to where God expects that child to be. I always tell people, Eli had children and they were misbehaving. People would put offering in the temple. They would go spend the money. They were acting funny in the temple, and God expected him to do something about that. And God called him and said, you have to put your children in check. He went to them and said, God is upset with me. You should stop this thing. God expected him to get a cane and beat the living daylight out of them, and then try to do something to get them to stop what they were doing. He just gently said, you have to stop this thing you're doing. It's not good. What happened? The man died and the children also died. God does not take all those things for granted. It's our sole responsibility, because the devil is out there to also show these children things. I always ask people, I say, why is it that children always learn the wrong things first? They learn to say nasty things to people before they even understand the good things. Because the devil is there. If you give the space for the devil to feel things into them, it will take you longer time to get those things out of them. So it is better you start early by instilling those good values into them. Let them understand that it is important they respect people. That's number one. Respect is very, very important. You must show respect to elders. One thing that we fail to say to them is that it's not only elders you should respect. You should respect your friends, your brother at home, your sisters, the security man out there, your friends in your school. Respect their properties, respect their space, respect their views. Okay, not just greeting elders alone and say, I have greeted, or I'm not talking back to someone who is older than me. What about your friends? You should respect their things. If they tell you not to touch, don't touch. If they tell you, oh, they're tired, don't pester them. Don't go into their space to make them uncomfortable. That's one thing. You have to extend it, not just respect your elders, respect mommy and daddy. Respect your friends. Okay, that's number one. Number two, families. We have to teach our children to value our family, to respect our family, to hold the family in great respect, as in they shouldn't talk about what is going on in your family outside. They should love themselves as siblings. They should love the family. Family comes first. I remember when my children were quite young, I was always, because I have stepbrothers and sisters, and I'm a very observant person. I'm very sensitive as well. Growing up was it was okay, but I was always looking out for a lot of things going on in people's lives to learn, you know. I got to understand that, okay, if I get out of line to do whatever my mom doesn't want me to do, it's going to bring embarrassment to the family, because I've seen Timmy and what, the embarrassment that came to the home and how people were like, oh, this and that. I don't want to put my family through that. I said to myself, my family first. I remember when my mom took me to UK to study, people then used to look at me, oh, very beautiful girl and all of that. Because of that, I was always very shy. Always going to my shares. I want to hide. I don't want people to talk about me. So when I saw myself in this country, I said, you know what? Man, I'm not going to do what these people are doing, because my mom is struggling to take care of me and my brothers and sisters. She doesn't sleep. She's always working so hard. She's like a man and a woman together. Why will I be here and start listening to what all these people are talking about? Because I saw a lot of, people from Nigeria acting like, their parents are very rich. They are already, doing all kinds of things. I said to myself, this is not what I want to do. I don't want to join these people. I don't want to be friends with them, because I'm going to get into trouble, because the way they are so loud, they're either going to get into trouble with the school, or they're going to get into trouble with the government or the police. And I don't want to get myself involved with such people. I'm here to study. I need to concentrate. How did I know that I have to do these things? Because I saw that my mom was quite open, telling us a lot of things. How she's struggling to make sure that we get a good education, we get food, and she had to pay the rent and all of that. I said, okay, I'm not going to be here to do things that would bring an embarrassment to her. So I have to behave myself. The first thing I did was take off my hair. I took off my hair. So I had a low cut, so that I felt that my hair was adding the beauty to it. So people were always looking at me. I said, okay, I'm going to take off my hair. And that was how I was all through the years I stayed. I didn't make it. Now, why am I saying this? It is important. Parents, you are also doing great. It's not easy to survive in this country. A lot of people who live abroad can't survive in this country. I'm sure we are the toughest people on earth, because a lot of people in the world cannot take what the government of this country is doing to us. But we survive. A lot of us are doing well. We are raising children, paying so much for their education and all of that. And then just to tell our children the truth, we cannot. We feel, no, they should not know. I think it's wrong. I have 4 boys. My oldest son is 23 years, studying computer science. Second is 21, studying marine engineering. The third is about to get into university to study medicine. And the last one is 11 years old. 12, it was 12 last week. So what am I saying? I have never hidden anything from them. Up to my finances and all of that, they grew to understand how I make money, how difficult it is. When they were young, I used to take them to school in my car and all of that. Some days there's no money. We bought the bus. I'll tell them, mommy doesn't have money. We have to use a bus. We have to use the bike. They have to understand that this is not easy. So they grew to understand that, money is hard to get. I need to understand how to even spend it. I must not be extravagant. I must not be wasteful. I did that without anybody teaching me. But how did I get that? From what my mom taught me and what I saw. With how my mom was going through difficulties trying to get money. So I had to do that to myself. Like, my kids, come, mommy, it's not easy. I'm trying to get money to do this. This is, I'm owing this person. I need to pay by end of this month. Because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. We have to let them understand the thing. So family is very important. I told them, I said, when you have money, when you're old enough and you're working and all of that, put your family first. Your brother is more important to you than any other person. Your mommy, your daddy, very important. You must think about us first before you think about any other person. After God, after your family, then you can do whatever you want to do. I know what is going on in my family, and I think that area, my mom is to be blamed, because you have to let children know that they should love themselves. And I told them there is no, in fact, now I've mentioned how old they are. I have never separated fights in my house because it is prohibited. You can't hit your brother. The day you do that, you just hit mom, and I'm not going to take it lightly with you. So, because I'm passionate about this thing, I know how deadly it can be if you don't do the right thing when they are young. So family is very important. Number 2, adjusting and compromising. That's number 3. Children should understand that they need to understand how to adjust. When things are not okay, they should adjust. If you want them to drink Gary, even if you have the money, let them understand that people drink this Gary, they won't die. Drink, this is what some people, when they don't have money, they take this thing. Deliberately keep some things away from them. Sometimes when children eat too much, I'm telling you, because we are Africans, our blood is different from the Oyibo own. Because when we look at Oyibo people and say, oh, they do this, they do that. I don't want to pet anything. I'm an educator, and I'm telling you the truth. We need to face reality because it's not there. I have seen parents who died, left their children, and their children they suffered. They started suffering because their parents didn't teach them anything. They were always supplying things to them, giving them everything they want. Children don't have to have everything they want, just what they need. What do they need? They need accommodation, they need education, they need food, they need good clothes. Do they need Nintendo and all those expensive games? I don't think so. Do you know what that thing does to them? Sometimes they forget about education. They are so, they get so drowned into these things that you're talking to them in class. They don't pay attention. It's a big distraction. Honestly, I just have to be myself today. I need to tell you exactly how I did mine. I never bought toys for my kids. Not because I didn't want to buy or there was no money, but I just didn't see the importance of it. Because one, the time I need to discuss with them, they'll be playing with these things. My mom will come from UK and bring some stuff. That was when they were quite young. I noticed that this thing was taking a lot of attention from me, as in they were engrossed in this thing. I don't have the time to discuss with them. They're always playing with it. I'm like, no, let me use the time that I have when I'm not working to talk to you, to read stories, to advise you, to tell you things that I feel you need to know. And probably maybe my neighbor or someone on the street had a problem. I will bring it home and we'll talk about it. You have to avoid this thing to avoid this problem. This is what is happening there. This is what is happening to Toyin now. Look at it, because she made a mistake. She went to the wrong place. She did this. We have to talk about everything happening. What about the news? Things might be happening on the news. We have to talk about it. So if I leave you to be playing expensive, some children have so many unnecessary things. And now when it comes to their work, to their education, they start, these are the things distracting them. Remember the time we were growing up. I'm sure some of you have heard this saying that you're meant to be seen and not to be heard. That was our generation. Okay, we don't want to do that now because we know better. But we can still bring a little bit of that put it into them. Why? Because if you don't draw the line between when the children should speak and when they should not speak, they will just embarrass us one day. Because they don't know better. It's our sole responsibility to draw the line and tell them, yes, I can allow you to speak and ask questions and do ABC, but you can't do this. For example, you have visitors at home. You're chatting with your friends. Your children are jumping everywhere. Sometimes I'm wondering, am I too old or am I not in this generation? What is going on? Children should quickly go to their rooms. You don't have any excuse to tell me you want to stay in my living room when I'm having a conversation with my friends. Why must you be there? You don't even need to say it. My children look at my eyes, they are moving straight when they were very young. Even at this age, who will come into my house, sit down, and then my kids are sitting with you. For what? Why? In Africa, we should show that respect. Some children go as far as interrupting the conversation, even talking and even adding. I went to a place, the woman was talking, and the child chipped in a word. I'm like, whoa. You know, if I'm not discussing with you, I'm talking to an adult. Of course, we are talking at a higher frequency. It's not something you should understand. For you to I never called you into it. I never asked of your opinion, and you just started talking. I was already upset that you're sitting here and listening to our conversation, and then you worsen the situation by talking, by adding your own idea. I didn't find that funny at all. I still felt that maybe the woman didn't know. I had to tell her, please correct your child now. Please, if this thing goes off, I need us to log back in. You know, I'm using the free Zoom. Please. Okay? Said we are running out of time, so we have to log back in so that we can quickly wrap up this and then take some questions. So let me just quickly teach them to adjust. Let me go back to my moral now. Okay, the moral values that I have here. Adjusting and compromising. When things are not okay, they should be able to adjust. We are praying that our children will be better than us, but let them understand, because it's not 80% of people who are married in Nigeria or who get married in Nigeria or living in Nigeria don't usually start very well. From one room, from a flat, before they move into duplexes, there's very few people that start big. So if your child meets someone and they want to start, they should be able to manage and understand that, yes, we're just starting. So they should understand how to compromise, how to adjust when things are not okay in the family, and accept it with good heart, smiles and all. It's going to be okay, mommy. It's going to be fine. Teach them how to help. Helping mentality is very, very important. Let your children understand that they have to help. I remember so many years ago when my son was 13 or 12, I took them for a party, and he saw someone. I was there chatting with my friends, and they were at the corner playing. The next thing I saw, someone tapped me at the back and said, he was screaming, "Is this your son? Is this your son?" I'm like, excuse me? Did he do anything wrong? Because I know my boys. Has he done anything wrong? Did he say something wrong, something nasty to you? Please, let's talk about it. Don't shout. He said, no. I'm an elderly person, and I told him I wanted to see you. I said, what happened? He said, your son saw me a distance away, carrying this too big bag. Saw me when I was entering the plaza. He took one of it and said, sir, where are you taking them to? He was shocked at Magodo, because the place was in Magodo. Magodo children will not do this. Who are you? He said, my mom is in the party. I just want to take it up. You're carrying 2 heavy bags. Let me help you with one. And he helped the man to the 4th floor, dropped the bag, and came downstairs. You know? And the man said he had to tell him, I must see your mom. And he said, thank you so much. Thank you very much for raising your children, your son, to be helpful, to be kind, to know that he has to help an elderly person. I said, oh, thank God. I thought he has done something wrong. Stop shouting. People are looking. And he said all kinds of things. And then he prayed for me and left. I said to my son, that's very good. You see what your kindness that's paid off. Brought a good name to us. And then he said good things to you. So you see what I said, how to help people. Some children, we see older people standing, they are seated. They won't get up for you to sit down. They just be looking at you. Not good, not good at all. So they should teach them to help at home, help people when you see them carrying things or what. Even you from the car, they should take the things from age 3. A child should be able to help you with something little. Age 4, age 5, take this thing to the house. Thank you, darling. God bless you. Thanks for helping me. Don't wait for the nanny to come and pick things from the car. Your children should come out. They should come out and help. Leave the nannies alone. Let them do the house chores and the children should also do house chores. But be deliberate about teaching them these things. Now, respecting religion. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer, a born-again Christian. I believe in Jesus, but I also understand that we have to respect other people, respect their religion, respect their values, their views, and all of that. Same with my kids. My son's friend is a Muslim. I have a friend that is a Muslim. I respect their religion. When they are doing anything, I say I send the wishes and all of that. I visit. And I let my children understand why I'm doing that. You must not, sometimes you use your attitude to change people. You don't have to let them know that you don't understand, you don't like them. You don't even have the right not to like them. That's what they believe in. Respect that. It is important. Now, justice. Okay, this is very important. I wrote, I said 2 most important values from infants is moral compass and sense of justice. A child should be very, very, very sensitive when things are not right, and immediately speak up. Your children should speak up when things are not right. I remember when my son was quite young. He was 5. I got a girl that the mom was. People said she was a prostitute or something, and I felt for those girls because they were always alone. I said, okay. I went to the mom. Can I help look after one? I may not be able to do the 2, but can I take one? Let her be with me. I don't have a house help. I don't have, I'm just in my house with my mom, my husband, and my kids. Can I have your girl living with her? I have extra room. I don't like the fact they stay on the streets. And long story short, she started living with me, going to school from my home. I'm always going to work with my kids because they attended all the schools I taught in. So we came back, and I had to rush out for a private practice. So when I came back, my son said, Mommy, Taye, put my penis, because I told him not to call it any other thing, but it's penis, put it in her mouth. I screamed, Jesus Christ. Taye, you're leaving my house right now. Did you do that? In fact, she couldn't even say a word. I said, you're leaving my house right this minute. Out. My son was just 5. And he said it exactly. When you she put my penis in her mouth. That was when I just said, you know what? Pack your things and leave my house right now. Your children should know when to speak to you about things happening to them. Teach them not to be afraid to come to mommy, come to daddy. Tell mommy, tell daddy. There was a time I taught some, I think grade 5 kids, their secret, what did I call that thing now? The 5 people you can tell your secret to, or your problems to, that you can take your problems to. I need 5. Mommy, yeah, some people wrote there, and I told them, now it's up to you. We're not going to discuss it, just write them down. Some people picked my teacher, my class teacher, my principal, my mom, my dad, I think somebody wrote my brother, just different people. And then they made this like a wheel, if you have any problem, you run to these people. You can spin the wheel, and wherever it stops, if it's mommy, run to mommy. If it's to your teacher, run to your teacher and tell your teacher. Anybody you feel comfortable with, just run to that person that belongs to your wheel. You go to the person and tell the person that, but don't be quiet, okay? And the children had fun. They came up with beautiful wheels, and I told them, you know what? Keep it in your wardrobe. Anything, mommy is not available, spin it, run to the next person and tell the person what the problem is. If somebody touched you or this person did something, just quickly tell your mom or your auntie or your teacher. And they did that. So it is important to teach them these things so that they don't, because I can be very sensitive. I have discovered a child that was being abused. She was going through that abuse and she couldn't speak. When I saw her, I just knew I had to talk to her, and then she came up with the name and all of that, and the investigation started from there. But she couldn't tell anyone. She couldn't tell her mom. She couldn't tell her dad. Why? Because she was threatened. She was threatened by the person. But I tell my kids, no matter what anybody says to you, they can't do anything to you. You see, mommy will deal with the person. Don't worry about it. When he says, don't tell mommy, run to me quickly. Okay? That's number 6. Number 7, never hurt anyone. Okay? Tell your kids to never hurt someone. Because when you hurt someone, it affects them either psychologically and physically, or emotionally. I started doing this quite early. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes. Yes, Ms. Banner.
Okay. So teach a child not to hurt people. Because to me, because hurting people end up hurting others. So I taught them, because when you are not hurting, you won't. So avoid it. Avoid hurting yourself, your brothers, your sisters, your friends. Don't hurt them. When you don't feel happy about what somebody has done, please talk to the person. Or you count up to 20, and before you know it, will subside. I don't like hearing this. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, teach them not to hurt people. I remember my son went out last year. He was going to the island, and something happened. So when he got home, he said, "Mom, that's my boy, the one that is 23. He said, I saw something so horrific today." I said, "What happened?" He said he got into a bus and something happened about change and no change between a conductor and somebody else. And then before he knew it, the touts on the road came and they started beating the conductor. And then he said, "Mommy, I was practically shaking. Like, can somebody just be receiving slap from different direction up to his eyes everywhere that he was?" He said, "I left my money, 500 naira. I just couldn't ask him because I couldn't imagine how people could just be hit. That's violence." I said, "Yes, people do these things. People do these things. And they don't care. And it's their upbringing. I don't understand why I don't fight. I hate it. I run away from it. Probably that's why they are like that too. I don't like it." And when children, of course, you will notice when they are very young, arguing and all of that, you start talking about it. You tell the oldest person or the eldest, "Please don't touch your brother. Don't hit your brother. You don't do that. If you do that, you're going to face the wall or you're going to go to the naughty corner." If you have children below 8, please have a naughty corner. Have somewhere you send your child to, or the thinking corner, whatever you want to call it. A thinking corner. Go and think about what you just did. Stay there and think about it. I was teaching my younger sister's children in UK. They're part of the program. And the girl was acting funny. My sister tried to hide it from me, and she said, I didn't see the girl again. She said, no, and sis, let's take the other person, but they are twins. So when I was done, I said, where is Naria? Naria was facing the wall. Yeah, how old is she? 3+ then. She knew she had done something, so she told her, one, face the wall. And the girl was there. I didn't know. She was quiet about it. She was just there sobbing. Good. In my mind, I said, wow, is this still running in the family? The girl was facing the wall there. She didn't move. So tell your children not to hurt people, never to hurt them, and never to hurt their siblings. No fighting in this house. You can write it somewhere. You can put it. Positive rules. We are great kids. We don't fight. We are blessed. We are respectful. We are humble children. We have great attitude. Just make it very, very positive. It could be in their rooms. They must not do these things. Okay? Honesty is very, very important. In fact, it's the best policy. Of course, we know that honesty is the best policy. We have to teach them to be very, very honest. I got married 24 years ago, and I don't have a key. I don't lock my door. In fact, I'm terrible at that. A parent is here. I think she has stayed in my house for a few days or few weeks. Someday, I'm sure she'll be smiling now. I don't lock my door. My room doors are open. My children's room doors are open. There was a day I got an information about my son's friend. He takes some of these things, puts it in his Coke and takes. I think my son told his elder brother that this is what his friend does. And I heard my oldest son came and told me that, do you know that this boy does this thing? He takes. I said, what? And I called my son. I said, he's your friend. So how many times have you been taking that too? I said, mommy, come on. You're with us 247. No, the doors don't have keys. The rooms are all open. So there's nothing we can do that is secret. It's open. We've lived like this all our lives. So we don't lock doors. We don't do anything. I don't have anything in my room. I said, okay, now I understand. But what if you go outside and all of that? I said, I can't do that because I have to come in. We are timed. I go out, I come in. I don't stay more than, we just got talking. I said, okay, I trust you. No problem. But still talk to your friend. That thing can damage his kidney. It can damage his life. You should stop it. So honesty is very, very important. Let them understand that you cannot take something, you cannot take it lightly with them when you discover that they lie about something. When they were very young, I used to tell them a liar is a thief. So if you don't lie to me, that means I'm happy that you're not going to start stealing. They said, wow, okay. Anything that will make them grow up to be excellent, let's just do it. Let's not pamper them too much. Avoid that. Avoid that. The Lord will hold us responsible. He doesn't joke with things like that because we are raising lives. We are bringing people into the world that will end up being great or become a menace to the society. And I'm sure we will never, people like us, with our education and all of that and exposure, we will not. We'll let our children not make friends with such people or get married to people like that. So it's a whole lot of things. I've started praying for my daughter's in-law. I've started praying for them. We start praying for them. We can't take out prayers. Very, very important because you can do all things. And at the end of the day, if you're not a mother that prays, that covers her children with prayers, then there's a problem as well. So you have to still balance this thing. Pray, get them to pray, and then you do what you need to do. Be strict and be loving. It's a whole lot of work, so you keep doing it. Do not say, oh, because I'm pregnant, I'm this. People have so many reasons. I just got a new job, I have a baby, I can't do. No, you have to. I was raising 3 young kids at the same time and also working. But I knew that they are more important than the work. Even I was very dedicated, but I was on them as well. You have to. Okay? Theft is no go area. Theft. That's number 9. They must not steal. No. It's no go area. If you don't lie, if you're honest, you will not steal. When they pick my money on the floor, they bring it to me. Yes, the children should do that. Deliberately drop things around. Let them bring in mommy your money. Hug the child and say, you did great. High five. Well done. Okay? Teach them these little things. Then some people think, okay, our kids don't go out. In fact, that thing, I don't know. My beautiful parents, we are Africans. We are not living in the UK. We are not living in the United States of America. We live in Africa, Nigeria. Expose your children. I've heard a lot from my kids in the university, what is going on with children who just entered university because their parents have never allowed them out, and they came out. It's as they are feeling like birds that the owner just released from the cage. No, let them go out. I balance a lot of stuff. People come into my house, my children's friends. I tell them don't go out much. Tell them to come in. Why? Because I want to know their friends. Then also let them go out. From age 18, start trusting. Age 16, start trusting them that they can take the right decision. Younger than that, you monitor it. You still allow. My son goes out, the one that is 12, he goes out to his friends and comes back. It's timed. Make sure you're home before 5. Because they have to go out. They have to know how to do this thing. They need to understand how to walk on the streets. Some kids are tied in, and then when you allow them to go out, then they become wild. They start jumping from one boy's hostel to another. I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot, but we can sort all these things from now to avoid it. Cultivate the love for education. That's the last one I have for you today. Your children must love education, and you must make them love it. You don't read, and you expect your children to read. Have they seen you reading? Do you pick up books to read yourself? Do you have books around you? You expect them to read. People who have boys, I have boys, so I can tell you for free that boys don't like to read. It's very hard. But girls, when you teach them early, they'll pick up books. Most boys don't like to read. Some do, but most of them, when I'm teaching creative writing, girls speak faster than boys because they are very imaginative. They always think of so many things. Girls, but boys are just boom, 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 bam, bam, action, these things like that. But girls are very emotional, they're very emotional, and they are also very sensitive. So you know who you are as a woman, you know how you are. So that's the way your girl is. So you have to be careful how you treat a girl. So expose your girl to reading books than all these toys. Toys are crazy. Take them away from them. Let them do natural play. Or take all these too much things that we occupy their brain. They don't want to study. They just want to play with Barbie, play with, all kinds. When I said, come and show me the day we had a show and tell, I couldn't believe that I saw more of people showing me toys everywhere. I just couldn't imagine it. What happened? Ryan came in and showed them how he created his online book. Speech bubble, fighting, and all of that. He was explaining all that to them. Why toys? Yeah, but you could have given their painting. They should draw something. Oh, you're having this on Friday. Draw something beautiful and then explain to Mrs. Onoharigo, Mrs. Benny, how you came up with the drawing. Or let's make a book, alphabet book, and then we'll explain to our friends how we made it. Number 1 is, page 1 is as an apple. Page 2 is this. It will be fun. Bring something else. Everybody brought toys everywhere. Why are we doing this to our children? Then when it comes to their education, They're like this. They don't want to learn. I'm tired. Or give them their toy. They'll be shouting. No. Reduce it. Reduce it. Balance it. If you must do it, maybe you have your reasons. I respect that. But please, they must love their education. They must love to do. I really don't have older kids. I think the oldest child I'm teaching online is about, that should be a girl that is 8 or so.
Sorry, where's my pillow?
I don't have older kids, but I need, in my mind, I'm like, I've not achieved what I want to achieve. A girl should be writing her own book by now, or writing creatively, like putting things down, have her book colorfully done, every page she's writing. But the interest is not there. Now, a lot of them don't even like the online. You put on the parents are not monitoring them. They're fiddling with things. Naked facial, I'm wondering, you should instruct your children before the class. When you sit down, you don't move. You move, I take you out of the class. I'll tell Miss Benny to shut down, and I'm going to punish you. You're going to sit on the naughty corner for 2 hours, or you are going to skip your dinner. They won't die. Do something to checkmate your children, to put them in order. Don't say, oh, they have to. Someone will cook for them. Someone will pass it for them. They will eat. They won't wash their dishes. No. From age 4, they start washing. Wash your plates. Take out the trash. Let them understand. I think that's it. They should just love education. But let me go into this before I take some questions. Please, if you have so much, you have money bag, you're so rich, and you need to spend the money, don't spend on toys. Take them out. Get a teacher that will take them out to see things. Take them to Badagry to see the first building, the first story building in Nigeria. Take them to a museum. Take them to the theater. Let them watch a live performance. Let them play with nature. Go to the florist. Go and look at flowers. Go around, spend money, tell the florist, take my kids around now. I'm here watching. Just explain what the different flowers you have, the plants that you have. Go to fun places where they can learn. Cultural center. Take them to local government to understand what they got. Kids don't understand so many things, and it's scary. They only understand Nickelodeon and their Disney World and all of that, and we are smiling. What beats me so much is parents, a child will say, hi, mommy, hey. A child said, hey, to her mom when she got back from school. Hey, mom. And I'm like, I hope I'm not going to be the Medina of Nigeria, because I really don't understand why parents will accept that. They should greet you in their dialect so that we understand that we are Africans if they can't speak their language. You're Yoruba, Eka Roma, Eka Rosa, Eka Soma, Eka Sosa. It doesn't make them whoosh. That's our language. I can teach my children my language, but that's actually my mom's language. I wasn't trained to understand my dad's. I didn't live with my dad. But my mom insisted that we speak my language, her language rather. And today we all communicate in my mom's language, both the ones that live in UK. And I'm married to a Robo. They knew my kids, I'll just say, Ebi Joko, that's where you going. They understand that. They'll just tell me. If someone is at home and they're moving out of the house, I'm like, Ebi Joko. They'll say, Mommy, I'm just downstairs. Fine. But every morning, manne. They go out, that's greeting in my language. They go out, they come in, manne. They finish eating, manne. Now my estate, I'm sure I have a couple of people who live in my estate. They can testify that these children can greet you 1 million times a day, because I insisted they do that when they were young. You go out, you come in, it's manne. You eat, you say manne. You go out to get something, your back is manne. You don't walk into my house when you live there. Even if you go downstairs to pack things, you come up again, you greet. Just because I wanted it to be part of her. And their daddy, Migwo, Migwo sir, Migwo daddy, Migwo. Every minute is Migwo. Finish eating is Migwo. You pick something, you want to open the gates, is Migwo. Why? Because I want them to identify the fact that they are Africans. That language thing, if I can teach them my language, I would have done that. But speaking and greeting me in my language, they are friends. What the friends in the university, when they come to my house, they're doing what my children are doing because they have told them, they don't step into my house without giving my mom, and you have to do this. You have to do this. And some people in my estate are wondering. At 16, they are driving my Lexus, the drivers. They go to buy things. So, but some parents don't allow their kids to touch their cars. But now I'm seeing a lot of parents now releasing their cars to their kids in my estate. And I said, God, thank you that you're using me or my family to minister to some people. They need to trust them because the trust has been built from when they were very young. And I know they're responsible. They started driving from 16. I think one is 23, one is 22, the other one is 18. So to wrap up this, please, let's make sure that our children learn what is important and leave Nickelodeon and Disney World, leave the Disney channels, leave those things. They're not teaching us the right thing. In fact, those ones who even want to destroy our children because they're having issues over there. My younger brother, that is an aeronautical engineer, wants to bring his children for me to help. I said, at my age now, you do your job now. You don't want to do it. Now the daughter was banned from coming to school. Schools all over his environment refused to take her for good 1 year. Because they are doing what is wrong. A child of 12 is wanting pornography. A child of 11 watching pornography. Yesterday on the news, a child of 14 ran away from home to stay with boyfriend, and she was not forced. She refused to go home. More than 3 of them were using her for more than a month. And I was just looking at her. Where have we gone wrong? Where have we have gotten so many things mixed up? And because we want to say we have 2 children will know what's up. No. Do what you need to do now. They are very young. I've never heard somebody say cry kill the child. Cry. I used to tell my kids, if you like, cry. When you're done, I'm coming back to you. Then when it comes to loving, hug. You beat a child, you draw this and you hug back. Do you know why mommy did this? Because you did A, B, C, D. So I don't want you doing this. Because it's wrong. You disgrace me outside, I beat you outside. I won't take you in. So please, let's do what is right. And then God will help us. Remember, prayer is key. Pray for them morning, pray for them in the afternoon. When we cover our children with prayer, nothing, not even a plague will come near their dwelling. That's what the Bible promised us. So the word of God actually promised us. So thank you very much, everyone. God bless you. I hope I've been able to make a few. So if you have questions, just quickly indicate so that you can just unmute yourself and speak.
Hi, good evening, ma.
Good evening, madam.
This is Rachel Oweye.
Okay, madam. This is Oweye.
So I learned a whole lot tonight, and not that those things are actually new, but the fact that we are hearing them with life experiences reinforces it, and it just puts it into perspective for us. So my child turned 4 2 days ago. And
okay.
So I'm going to have to inculcate, home chores for her, like you said, make her be responsible, and all of that. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, Mrs. Owoye. Oh, now thank you so much for coming. I'm just looking at it now, your name. Oh, thank you so much. How's my girl doing?
She's great. She's great.
Thank you. Oh, she's 4 already. Wow. Love to her. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
And I hope she has started reading. It's important you introduce reading early.
Yes, she has.
Thank God.
She's reading
she was already doing well at age 2. She was doing well already. Well done. Thank you
very much, ma'am. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Any more contribution or question, please? Okay.
Hello, everyone. Beautiful evening, Miss Benny.
Thank
Can
you,
you hear
evening. This is Shegun. How are
me?
you this evening?
I'm very well, thank you. Okay, so I think it's not like the other speaker said, the other parent said. It's not like we don't know all these things, but unconsciously or one way or the other, I would say parents of the 21st century unconsciously. Yes, because we want all in the name that we want the best for our kids. There was this train seminar I went for, this bubble wrap. They call them the bubble wrap age, your children.
Okay.
And so many. So if you would ask, I would say that more people need to know about this. If we can have at least for the community that is there, if you can have like sometimes you post some things, okay, 5 or 7 things you need to do as a parent in this age, if you have children from this age to that age. Do you understand? Especially those you are working with closely,
Okay.
because I didn't start from the beginning. I didn't really want to say anything, but I could kind of discern some of the things you may have said. That's why I wanted the recording. So I know this would have to happen again because we need awareness needs to be there. Some parents know that they're actually doing this. There's what we call conscious incompetence, conscious competence. Some people may not even know that that is what is happening to them, based on your experience, your experiences thus far. So I just want to say great job. I think there should be another of this. So maybe we can have like a week's notice so that people can plan it into their schedule. Because if you start to avoid for people.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
And well done.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I actually woke up this morning and that was the first thing that came to my head. I was still in bed when I was typing, So thank you so much. But we have this again. We're going to give enough time for people to get ready for it. Okay. Thank you. Do we have someone else? Do we have someone who has something to say? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So I want to I think there are questions.
Hello, Tolu here. Thank you for deciding to go ahead to share this. I think it's great even in this time where parents are home with their kids and a lot of us might be wondering what to do with our kids and time, and you're addressing quite a number of issues that some may have, like the other lady said, not being conscious of or are now aware. So thank you for bringing it up. Thank you for sharing your own personal experiences. We're obviously not all the same, but there are too many nuggets that I believe that in our own ways we apply that we will definitely have raise children that we all can be proud of as parents, members of the family and community. So thank you for this. Just to appreciate you. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. So I just run through the 10 moral values that I mentioned today. Respect family, adjusting and compromising. Number 4, helping mentality. Number 5, respecting religion. Number 6, justice. Number 7, never hurt anyone. Number 7, honesty. Number 9, theft is wrong. Then cultivating love for education. Yes, definitely. Yeah, okay, go on.
I'm your baby too, so it's okay. I just want to say, could you please post the pointers? Because I didn't join from the beginning, like the 9 pointers. So
the 10, yes, 10 of it. Okay, I will. I will. Thank you. So, and then cultivate love for education. Very important. Please, like I said, I also noticed that some parents don't. Why I always love children to answer yes, ma'am. It's very important to me, and I feel you should let your children do what I feel is good for me because they're speaking to me. So if I say I want a child to say yes, ma'am, they should say yes, ma'am. Okay, not just yes, Miss Benny, because I'm almost 50, so I need them to say yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm an elderly person, and that's what is comfortable for me when children answer me. My children say yes, ma'am, to me, and I need the kids because I take them as my children. So when they say yes, Miss Benny, like that, I feel that parents are not telling them what I want them to tell them. Miss Benny, of course, to a young girl, Miss Benny, yes, Miss Benny, yes, Miss Benny, it's okay. But for me and my age, I want the yes, ma'am. And I need you to help me talk to them. They are wonderful children. They are all, maybe they forget. Some don't. I have some in the boy in Canada. Oh my God, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. You know, first, second date was difficult. Then after that, I got hold of it. And, you know, I prefer it because I feel, you know, it's just okay. I feel comfortable when children answer that way. Okay. Yes, please. I can see a hand up.
Okay, so I'm not trying to take you back and forth and everything. Now I said something. Not every parent may know that you wanting them to. How do I say this now? Miss Benny, yes, yes. So if it's like saying, this is it now. You are saying now that those abroad are adhering to maybe your rules. So it's like have a rules or a code of conduct for your online classes, for instance. So you tell them before you start my class or before you come into my class, number one, you should greet me beautiful evening or beautiful afternoon, Miss Benny. If that's for the first time, subsequently you say yes, ma'am. Or please, ma'am, I have a question. They may not know. It's not like they want to do it.
Okay.
That's what we call conscious incompetence. I hope I'm not mixing it up or something. Something like they may not know. It's not like they want to fall or anything. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if you can come up with a code of conduct for online school, number one, you should not eat or between classes. It's just an hour class or 40 minutes class, for instance. You said learning is a spiritual experience. So when you keep breaking the children down, you see, this incentive is this. These children, you're just spending like a month, some 2 months or a week with them. You cannot change overnight what they are used to. That is why it's a gradual thing. It's a cultural change or something. You have to replace the old with the new. Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah. That's what, you know, when in our teaching profession, when I newly started, our directors or supervisor will always say, you have to, what's that word now? You have to repeat, just to repeat, but there's a word we call, just keep saying it. Before they leave the classroom, you have to still give them that instruction that, please, as you're going out, you must put your hands behind your back and be on a straight line. You said it on Monday. You're going to still say it on Tuesday. The same thing I expect parents. Miss Benny's going to come on in the next 5 minutes. Remember, you have to clear your table, no eating. Because I've said this before. I posted it. So I've posted it on the platform that children should say, yes, ma'am. So I just felt, oh, parents are the ones reading, so they will help me out, because talking about greeting and all the rules with them, each time I start, it takes a lot of time from what I want to achieve that day. Like my son wants to sit for his online. I'm like, okay, put your shirt on properly, clear the table. Do you have your writing materials? Sometimes children are running to go and get their books when I want them to write. And I've said, keep your books, but their parents are home. You should tell them, do you have your writing materials? You understand? These are the things we do in school that you guys are doing for us now. Okay, children, before you start, they see a teacher in the class, they're bringing out the book, or they know that this teacher is the math teacher, they bring out the math book, they bring out this. But, at home, they are alone. What they know is, and they understand that they have to do this thing, but someone needs to prompt them. So if I come on the screen and like, do you have your book? Go get it. Time, 5-10 minutes is gone. Why do we want to do that? That's why I'm still saying that parents should help us. Help me, particularly, because these are the sensitive parts that I'm very emotional about. That Parents should help me talk to the children that, please, Miss Benny said you should not eat when class is going on. Some children eat, and I try to overlook it. I don't blame my children. I blame the parents. I blame the nannies. There's a nanny, there's a girl that is helping me with 2 children. She's awesome. She's awesome because she makes sure she logs in like 5 minutes before the time. And sometimes I'll ask, is she there? The children will like, oh, she's not here. She's in the room. I said, okay, no problem. The kids sit down from the beginning of the lesson to the end. They've never used the restroom. They've never said they wanted to take water. So I feel also that someone has instructed them before I came on as well. So it makes the whole thing very, very organized, and I start my work. But when you have to now come, you come into the classroom and then the child is like, I want to eat, I'm hungry, I want distractions everywhere. So I know the children will pick, but if we can remind them, 45 minutes to an hour is not going to kill the child that wants to eat. After the lesson, it's not nice for me to be hearing that, oh, stop eating, we're going to stop eating. No. They should know that, oh, you have a class by 11. In 10 minutes, 20 minutes before that time, we are getting ready. That's time consciousness you're teaching your child. 10 minutes to any time I have a class, I want to sit down. Sometimes I'll put it on and walk. I know that somebody will come in and be waiting for me. Except it's the network. Because I have to lead by example. Okay, but children will come in and they're seeing you. But it was really, really, it was fantastic last week. Some children, literally they see me scenario on the screen. Hello, Miss Benny, good afternoon. The greeting was excellent last week. Unlike the month of June. July is excellent. They see my face, they're greeting. Now what I need them to stop doing is eating or cleaning their mouth that they're eating, or they just finished eating, or we are going to finish up the food after the class. I don't need to see all that. Okay? Help us to mold them to understand these things. Okay? Thank you so much. And then the greeting. I will still post the rules like you said. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate you. God bless you. And God will help every one of us to raise our children and the way the Lord wants us to raise them. And when they are old, they will not depart from it. Thank you very much. And good night.